Tennessee will be in this Eras game, the Era Festival. And I heard about this from actually the gentleman who does most of the basketball courts you'll see. He does all of the NBA courts. He does the alternate ones where they have the in-game tournament. His name's Prater Flooring. He's out of Chattanooga. He does all of them. So I first heard of this. I think I brought it up to you about 6 months ago that they were going to have a game in which the winner gets a big pile of NIL cash and the loser gets like a thigh master that they can take home and work out with. So, Caleb, how exactly does this work? Is this good for the competition, or is this we're just playing about money stuff?
I mean, put it this way, puts a hell of an incentive on you to win an early season tournament game. I mean, how often do you see, like, I love one of the most underrated things about college basketball that I love, and it's what makes Thanksgiving week my favorite week of the year in sports, because you're in the heart of college football. The regular season's winding down. You've got those great NFL games on Thursday when we get to see Dave's Cowboys always somehow mess up. And you've got, but then on top of that, you always have those college basketball early season tournaments, right? And how much fun is it to just casually watch those games? They're always involving top 10, top 15 teams. But the problem with those games is how often are you seeing coaches experiment during that time? Because it's early. They want to figure some things out. Man, this is great. There ain't going to be no experimenting from the coaches in this tournament. They're going to be trying to win, and they're going to be competitive. Because the payouts, now everybody gets paid from playing in this, everybody. And everybody plays 3 games. You have losers brackets and things like that. But the payouts go up based on whether or not you win. And this is in Vegas. So, of course, this is going to happen. It's Vegas, baby. And I just think that this is, Thanksgiving week in Vegas. First of all, if you were covering Tennessee basketball, if you're their beat reporter for the Knoxville News Sentinel, how epic is this? They fly you to Vegas for the week of Thanksgiving to cover this crazy, awesome tournament.
I've had my Vegas. I want no part of that. I would rather be at home eating turkey. But if you see guys go out there and play harder, and the next game, let's say Tennessee plays Wisconsin. Okay, they play in this Eras tournament. They go out and they play hard, but then against Wisconsin, they lay an egg. That to me just kind of cheapens the whole sport and the competition of it. You should go out there wanting to win because you're a competitor, not because there's a little bit of cash at stake. Do you not find that troublesome?
This is the NIL age. Hey, wait a minute. There's bonuses for players who win the Super Bowl. The NFL gives them extra money.
Yeah, but we're not talking. This is mega bucks. How many millions does the winner get?
I believe, let's see, Players Festival winner gets $9 million, I believe.
Okay, so $9 million among 12 scholarship dudes.
That's kind of freaking awesome. You basically have a national title team to buy.
I know. That's almost $1 million a piece. And
love it.
Well, no, but the incentives you're talking about in the NFL are like $50,000. They're basically minuscule compared to the money they're making. So I don't think that's a fair comparison. No offense.
I love this. It's going to make for so much. Look, this tournament is going to be bigger than any conference regular season game that those kids are going to play that year. My problem with these early season tournaments is I feel like there's too much experimentation going on. I think, hot take, here we go. You ready for this, Dave?
I'm ready.
They should make the conference tournaments in March to be out like this. Then you won't see teams doing what I suggested Tennessee do last year, and I suggest they do this year, and what they did do last year.
Okay, so
you promise a payout. I think there should be more of this. I think the Players Era tournament is just a start. I think the conferences should be promising certain payouts for teams that win their conference tournaments. Yeah, no, I'm all for it.
Okay, here's what I'm going to put on my YouTube page. Pay for play. And I'll revisit the last one, but pay for play. No, play for winning or pay for winning, I should say. I love it. Cheapens the sport. Those are your two options. I love it, or it cheapens the sport. You can vote now, so go ahead and put that up there. thank you very much for those that are already saying cheap in the sport, because I don't know how you can be a fan of a team that this sounds like something that would happen in the Jerry Green era. They would go out there and play hard and win their millions and then say, oh, well, got to go back to the SEC slate and it's time to drop about 8 games and stumble into the NCAA tournament. That's what this sounds like. And so you watch them at the beginning of the year and you think they're that great because they played that hard. Do you really believe that most of the players will play significantly harder just because of the cash that's out there?
You damn well know that those players under Jerry Green would not play smart enough to win 3 games in 3 days against this level of competition.
They were so talented at times, they didn't have to play smart.
Yeah, but when you play this amount of talent that they're playing, and I will say this one thing in Jerry Green's favor. Look at the NBA production from those teams. They're not as talented as Tennessee fans like to retroactively say they were. I mean, Tony Harris was never an NBA player. Isaiah Victor was never an NBA player. The only NBA players from those teams were Marcus Haislip and Vincent Yarbrough, and both were out of the league within a couple of years. So,
well, Yarbrough was pretty good for a while. Haislip was drafted incredibly high because of his strength
and athleticism.
Let's put it this way. Remember they told us he could bench 425 pounds.
Oh, I just heard he had like a vertical that was better than Michael Jordan's. I didn't know he could bench.
I still don't believe that. As a matter of fact, I told the sports information director, I said, I want to go see it. And he goes, oh, no, you can't go see it. I said, when you have arms that long, I have long arms, benching is hard. And there's no way that he got up 425 pounds. I just don't believe that. Do you think most players would truly play harder because there's cash on the line? Or do you think they're true competitors?
I think most players are true competitors. I think this could actually lead to some sloppy play from players who do play harder because they'll start to put pressure on themselves. Now, okay. One, let's talk about what this means for Tennessee real quick because we haven't really talked about what this means for Tennessee because, Dave, they're going to be in this, I think, for the next 3 years. So this is how do you get selected for this? This is Rick Barnes. Everybody needs to bow down to Rick Barnes because he has such connections. He's one of the few coaches that could make sure Tennessee gets in this. Because, Dave, you just brought up the Jerry Green era. If Buzz Peterson was at Tennessee, there's no way in hell Tennessee's getting selected to play in this, right?
I don't know. He had an exciting team. I always thought they got more.
Buzz Peterson?
Nerved. Well, no.
Buzz Peterson? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Vegas, they want to see Buzz ball. They really want to see some Buzz ball. Buzz was still stuck in like the 4 corners that Dean Smith was running back in the day. He basically ran that at Tennessee.
Oh, you're forgetting how bad Kevin O'Neal was. I mean, that was another.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Would they pick Kevin O'Neal? So I think this
we won 44-42. Yay!
Here's what I think you should do with this. And I'm just spitballing in my head because I do love things to give players. It's not about giving the players incentive to win, Dave. It's about giving the coaches incentive to win. And hear me out on this. Like I said, the coaches in these preseason tournaments as of recent years have done nothing but experiment, and it hasn't been as fun to watch. The coaches ain't going to experiment anymore because you tell a coach, you win, I'm giving you $9 million to buy whatever team you want next year. Oh, that coach is going to try to win at that point.
So help me. Does the money go directly to the players or directly to the coach? Perhaps you can help me with that because I may be a little bit confused. Portions of the program brought to you by our fantastic friends at Double D Piping.
Double D Piping provides full-service fire protection on any scale. From residential homes to government facilities, we can assist any customer through design, fabrication, installation, inspection, and demonstration of fire suppression systems. With 30 years of service across 5 states and a full staff with over 40 years experience, our quality can't be beaten. Don't get caught watching what you could have prevented. Call Double D Piping.
So, Caleb, does it go to the current players that are in the game, or does it go to the future of the NIL endeavor at that particular school?
Okay, Dave, you asked a very good question, and you were right to ask it because it changes my thought. It goes all to the current players in the game, pretty much, not future NIL endeavors. Here's what I think you should do to give everybody an incentive. You should split it. $4.5 million to be divided among the players, and $4.5 million to the future NIL endeavors of the school.
Oh, yeah,
And
just Bruce Pearl should have split his buyout with his assistants, but he didn't do that.
right. But what I'm saying is, okay, I'll give you an example. I just fixed the issue of college football of the SEC championship being meaningless. What if
I knew you were going to go there.
Yes, I fixed it. What if the SEC promised $12 million for the win, or $20 million to the winner of the SEC title game? To be half of that money is divided amongst the football team. The other half goes to the team's future NIL fund. Man, you are going to see people really care about that SEC championship game after that.
I want to take out the SEC championship game because I think it's meaningful anyway. But what I want to address,
no, it's not.
It's okay. Maybe it's not. But what I want to address is this eras thing. Okay, because I see a real rub coming between coaches and players. Because if I'm a coach, Caleb, I am going to still want to experiment. I'm still going to want to learn about my team. And the players are not going to want to hear any of that. They're going to want to go out there and win. You could create a rub between the coaches and the players. The coaches thinking long-term, make the NCAA tournament, make the Final Four. You know, there are times in baseball that you have to rest a guy in June so that he's good to go in October. And I think that's where, to some extent, Tennessee's or whoever plays in these things, they will be like that. The coaches still want to achieve their goals of learning about their team and getting better. Well, what do the players want to do? They just want to get that ATM card. That's what they're worried about.
You got a whole December to experiment. You can play tough teams in December. You got a January to experiment. I mean, January was experimentation. SEC play is how Tennessee basketball had to experiment this year because, as Steve Hamer pointed out yesterday, through no fault of their own, they weren't adequately prepared for SEC play because their non-conference schedule was much easier than they thought it would be. It's not their fault. They tried to schedule hard. A bunch of teams just ended up massively underachieving. But, you know, you say this like they can't schedule tough teams in December. I mean, you can. Typically, the way college basketball works, tell me if I'm right on this, Dave. The way college basketball works in non-conference play, tell me if I'm right on the numbers. You play some preseason tournament where you're playing 2 to 3 really good quality teams, right?
Yeah.
And a neutral group. And then don't you usually schedule maybe 4 big name teams beyond that for November and December for non-conference play, like 2 at home and 2 on the road?
Yeah, maybe oversimplifying it a little bit, but I see where you're going.
Work on it those 4 games. I want to see when it's Thanksgiving week. This is what I mean on this. This is happening Thanksgiving week. I want everything about Thanksgiving week sports to be the most intense week of sports of the year. It's my favorite sports week of the year. I love Thanksgiving week sports. I love the preseason tournaments in basketball. I love NFL Thursdays on Thanksgiving. I love the Egg Bowl being on Thursday night, and it was a travesty that they moved it to Friday. Another reason Greg Sankey is a terrible commissioner. And I love the fact that it's the last weekend of the regular season in college football with massive implications. Okay, it's like Thanksgiving week is the best week in sports, and they just enhanced it by 30-fold with a Players Festival tournament that's going to get them paid $9 million if they win. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. And by the way, I get what I thought about this. They took away the incentive for the coach to try to win because the coach could still do experimentation theoretically. But if the players get whined that the coach is sacrificing the Players Festival to sacrificing their $9 million to experiment in this tournament and not try to win it, how do you think they're going to take that?
Yeah, not good. Not well.
I mean,
pay for winning is our poll question. I love it. It sickens me. And I'm going to have to go with it sickens me. Just, you should want to go out there and compete.
As we know, oftentimes teams lose games because players screw up. Man, if a player screws up in this player's, I mean.
Oh, man, like all his teammates are going to hate his guts.
For the rest of the season. Like if Zakai Ziegler misses a game-winning layup or Chaz Lanier misses a game-winning layup.
This is one big.
I mean, I like the messiness. I love the messiness of college sports and just sports in general sometimes. Bring it on, man. I want to see it, okay? Dave, just so you know, I'm the type of person, I was addicted to the Shaq Kobe feud in the early 2000s with the Lakers. I wanted to see what they were going to say about each other next while they were playing on the same team. I'm the guy that likes seeing Ron Artest go into the fans and beat the hell out of the fans.
it's kind of hard to top when Kobe says, "Oh, can I just pay her $100,000 like Shaq does?" I mean, that was like
that was legendary. That was the stuff of legend.
You don't come back from that because you're accusing somebody else of paying off a woman that you may have done something bad with, and it's not your wife. There was just no coming back from that.
I love it. Inject that. But see, I this is why I sometimes like reality show, and I know a lot of it's fake, but like reality TV, I like a little messiness. And it's fun when it reaches the sports world. I don't want to see a bunch of robots going onto the court. We play sports to win. We just focus on winning. No, I want to see some color, man. I want to see Richard Sherman like talking trash about Michael Crabtree right after he like makes the game-saving interception to beat the 49ers, and he trashes Crabtree's play. That was epic.